Hi guys, in this video we're going to learn about the passive voice in French, including what it is, when it's used, and how it's formed. La voix passive. So what is the passive voice? A sentence is in the passive voice when the action, described by the verb, is carried out by someone or something other than the subject. In other words, when something is done to the subject, the sentence is in the passive voice. For example, le chien chasse la souris, the dog is hunting the mouse. This sentence is in the active voice because it is the dog that is hunting the mouse. La souris est chassée par le chien, the mouse is being hunted by the dog. This sentence is in the passive voice because la souris, which is the subject, is being hunted. It's not the one actually hunting. So basically, la souris is being done to, whereas le chien is the doer. So when is the passive voice used? The passive voice has two main uses. The first one is to emphasize who or what performed the action, by introducing the doer with the preposition par or de, meaning by, and the second use is to avoid mentioning who performed the action, in which case no doer is mentioned. For example, un ours a attaqué Marc, a bear attacked Mark. This sentence is in the active voice because the bear is the one performing the action. Marc a été attaqué par un ours. Mark was attacked by a bear. This sentence is in the passive voice because the bear is the one who attacked Mark. Yet Mark is the subject in this sentence. You should be able to see that in the sentence in the active voice, Mark was the one to be emphasized, whereas in the sentence in the passive voice, it was the bear that was emphasized. Un policier a tué un innocent. A policeman killed an innocent. In the passive voice becomes un innocent a été tué, or un innocent a été tué par un policier. An innocent was killed, or an innocent was killed by a policeman. Which one you use depends on whether you want to emphasize who killed the innocent, or whether you want to avoid saying who killed the innocent. The latter is often used by newspapers to avoid blaming someone, or by people, especially children, who don't want to say who did something, particularly if they're the ones who did something wrong. So how is the passive voice formed? To form the passive voice, you need to use the verb être, conjugated in the same tense as the main verb would have been conjugated in the active voice, and then use the past participle of the main verb. Don't forget that the past participle being used with être has to agree in number and gender with the subject, which in the passive voice is not the doer. For example, les enfants mangent les bonbons. The children eat the sweets. Les bonbons sont mangés par les enfants. The sweets are eaten by the children. Notice that mange in the first sentence is in the present tense. So to make this sentence passive, we also need to conjugate être in the present tense, and then add the past participle of the verb manger. So by doing that, we get sont mangés. Also, manger takes an S because it is used with the helping verb être, and so agrees with the subject. Les enfants ont mangé les bonbons. The children ate the sweets. Les bonbons ont été mangés par les enfants. The sweets were eaten by the children. Notice that the verb manger in the first sentence in the active voice was in the passé composé. Therefore, to make it passive, we need to conjugate être in the passé composé as well, to obtain ont été, and then we need to add the past participle of the verb manger, which again takes an S because it is used with the verb être and agrees with the subject. Les enfants mangeaient les bonbons. The children were eating the sweets. Les bonbons étaient mangés par les enfants. The sweets were being eaten by the children. Same thing here, manger is in the imperfect, so we conjugate the verb être in the imperfect in the second sentence, and then add the past participle of the verb manger. Les enfants mangeront les bonbons. The children will eat the sweets. Les bonbons seront mangés par les enfants. The sweets will be eaten by the children. So how is the doer introduced? If the verb expresses an action, the doer is introduced by the preposition par, meaning by. If, on the other hand, the verb expresses a state of being, the doer is introduced by either par, de, or omitted altogether. For example, le chat mange la souris. La souris est mangée par le chat. The verb manger expresses an action, so in the passive voice, the doer is introduced by the preposition par. Tout le monde aime Marie. Everyone loves Marie. Marie est aimée par tout le monde. Marie is loved by everyone. Marie est aimée de tout le monde. Marie is loved by everyone. Marie est aimée. Marie is loved. You will notice here that as the verb aimer expresses a state of being, there are two different ways of introducing the doer. The difference between the two is that par is more familiar, whereas de is more formal. And of course, we can also omit the doer altogether. I hope you found this lesson useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it. And if you still have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments. That's what the comments are for. If you're new to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. I upload new videos regularly. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, all the links are in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye!